Road test today on Steve's awesome 62 split screen. It was a 1600 single port, still is, but it was running a single carb 009 distributor and a stock exhaust. So Steve brought it to me to have a play with. So we now have twin 34 ICT'S, Weber ICT'S on single port manifolds, a Petronix SVA distributor, vacuum distributor, obviously with electronic ignition, and a vintage speed exhaust. So making the most of what it's got essentially. So usual route, test drive, getting a feel for it as it feels quite different than when I last drove it a few days ago. The last couple of days have been converting it. Definitely feel torque and more speed, yeah. But very smooth power delivery. The 009 was really letting the side down on its previous setup, as was the single carb. Not that there's anything wrong with a single carb if it's running all right and it's not completely worn out. But to get the best out of your motor whilst retaining reliability and getting good miles per gallon, ICTs are generally the way to go. So let's get down here. Let's see how she performs. The road never happens. Nice sunny day for a test drive. Right, foot down. Oh, that's so much better. Just allow that engine to breathe. Wow. Yeah, into fourth gear already. That's 50. So the great thing about these carbs is they just allow the engine to breathe. The single port, I love the torque that you get from single port motors. It's different to what you get on the dual port. You just get that little bit of extra torque. It's lovely. But with these, now with this setup, you're not going to struggle with hills. You're going to be able to keep going and accelerate up hills. It's not going to be a racing vehicle by any means. You know, if it was meant to be, it wouldn't be shaped like a brake. But with these carbs, it just generally makes the most out of the engine without overstressing it. So as long as you've got a decent engine in the first place, that's good condition and has been looked after, it's not going to put any extra stress on it. The original engines with a single carb and single port manifold, and even the dual port manifolds, they were generally very underpowered for a reason. They kept them underpowered, they kept them restricted. As soon as you put a nice set of twin carbs on, you get a decent distributor and you get something like a vintage speed. More air in, more power out. Absolutely, it's yeah, really nice drive. And this split screen itself is just really tight. Does everything that it should do. The gear selection's nice. Normally I don't like EMPI shifters. But if you get a good one, there's no reason why you can't stick with it. And with the SVA distributor, it's just really smooth power delivery. I'm not got any jerking, there's no flat spots whatsoever. Just put my foot down and it just surges into the power without being crazy. You know, if you're using a vehicle as a wedding hire vehicle, or you just got your kids in the back, it's not going to make people feel uncomfortable. It's not some crazy thing that's going to break your neck. It's nice and smooth. But obviously, you know, if you want to have a bit of fun, you can just drop a gear and just